Wasn't that our back door?
Old timer.
Hello there, kids. Hi, daughter.
Hi, old timer.
Need anything from the grocery store today? I was in the neighborhood and...
Just a minute, Mr. Oldtimer. I'll go get my grocery list.
Oh, don't hurry, daughter. I get paid by the day. Hey, still got that little green buzzard there, huh, Johnny?
Yep, parakeet.
You laid any eggs yet?
No, he don't lay eggs.
What you do, son? Can he sing?
No, he don't exactly sing.
Can he talk?
Well, not yet.
Can he smoke a cigar? I knew a parrot once.
No. This bird don't smoke.
Can he skip rope? Turn somersault?
No. He just sits there on
He's a good flyer, though, huh? Bet he flies real good.
He can't fly at all. His wings are clipped.
Must make a very interesting pet, Johnny. Can't do nothing.
Well, he's just a baby. He's only a couple of months old.
I'll tell you one thing. He ain't gonna grow no bigger sitting in the shade like that. All grown things need sun, son.
Well, that's the way I figured, old timer, but Molly thinks he's too delicate.
Sure, he's delicate. And that shade is too hard on his eyes, Johnny.
His eyes?
The string his poor little eyes trying to read the paper in the bottom of his cage there. You don't want him to wear glasses when he grows up, do you? He's got no ears to hook 'em on.
Yeah, that's...
Anyways, all living things love sunshine, Johnny.
That's right. I don't know why I listen to all these people. I'm moving this cage back in the sunshine right now. There he is in the sun, and that's where he's staying. See, he likes it. See, putting his head under his wing, going back to sleep again.
Well, here's the grocery list, Mr. Oldtimer.
Well, I'll get right to the store with it, daughter. See you later, Johnny.
So long, old timer.
McGee, what's the bird doing back in the sun again? I thought you just moved him back in the shade.
I did, but the old timer says the sun's good for birds. Makes them grow. Besides, if he strains his eyes and has to wear glasses...
Oh, McGee. I wish we'd get this thing settled once and for all. That poor little bird must feel like he's living on a merry-go-round.
Well, gee whiz, I tried... Come in. Oh, hi, Wimp.
Hello, folks.
Well, I'm certainly glad to see you, Mr. Wimple.
You are?
We have a problem. Now, McGee, here's an expert on the subject.
Mm-hmm.
Is Mr. Wimple's word good enough for you?
You betcha. If Wallace says the shade is all right, it's all right with me.
Oh, I don't know anything about shades, Mrs. McGee. Every time I try to pull a shade down, it snaps out of my hand and goes clatty, 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 clatty.
Yeah.
Oh, we weren't talking about window shades, Mr. Wimple.
Well, the same thing goes for Venetian blinds with me. Every time I fool with them, they get stuck in the middle, and I wind up with half sun and half shade.
We weren't talking about Venetian blinds either. We were Hey, that's it. That does it.
What?
Did I do something?
I'm going to set this cage right in the middle of the window.
But now, McGee, you agreed that...
Come on, kiddo. Untie that tied-back curtain on the side there so it drops down and covers one side of the window. Come on.
Well, I don't see what
Go
you're...
ahead, do that. That's it. Right down in front of the cage. There, we got it.
Well, why didn't I think of that? Half the cage is sunny and half of it's shady.
See? That way the bird can make up his own mind. Wimp came up with the idea just like that. Half sun and half shade.
I did?
We've been fussing about this all day, Mr. Wimple, and you come along and settle it in 3 seconds. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, if there's any other problem I can settle for you, I think up the answers just like that. I can
Fibber and Molly will be right back. Well, here we are, all ready to start off on another weekend again. But every time we get to the end of one of them, you can be sure of wonderful entertainment all day Sunday on the NBC radio network. There's NBC's revolutionary new Sunday newspaper of the air called Weekend. There's great dramatic entertainment on Theatre Royal and the NBC Star Playhouse. Adventure with James Stewart as the six-shooter. Music on the Golden Voices. Your favorite motion picture stars on 2 fine shows, The Hollywood Story and Ask Hollywood. A new concept of history is brought to your radio speaker on Stroke of Fate, while Bob Considine brings you news and views on the present-day world. These and many more wonderful programs bring the nation's best entertainment into your homes every Sunday when you set your dial to this, your NBC station. Always remember to tune where you hear the familiar 3 NBC chimes. They're your invitation to the best radio entertainment.
another week, Jay.
Yep. Have a nice weekend, everybody.
And if you go anywhere, please drive carefully and courteously. A little more courtesy can mean a lot fewer accidents.
We'll see you Monday. Good night.
Good night, all.
NBC has brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed with Phil Thompson as the old-timer and Wallace Wimple and Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Gamble. This is John Wall inviting you to be with us again next Monday night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Laugh with Can You Top This? Next on the NBC Radio Network.
The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. Every weekday at this time, NBC brings you Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Hutto. We'll join Fibber and Molly in just a moment. How many paydays have gone by since you promised yourself you'd start saving money? Too many, huh? Oh, I know. Your paycheck is gone before you realize it. Happens all the time. But what will you do when an emergency comes up? When you need some money fast? If you'll take my advice, you'll be prepared. Start today to buy United States savings bonds through the payroll savings plan. That's the easy, the automatic plan that provides income for your future and cash when you need it. Just ask your employer to save a few dollars from each paycheck. You won't even miss it. When enough money has accumulated, you'll buy your savings bonds for you regularly. That's all there is to it. And when those bonds mature, you'll get back $4 for every $2 you put in. So sign up for the payroll savings plan where you work, or the bond-to-month plan where you bank. You'll feel more secure tomorrow if you buy United States savings bonds today.
Mail just came along. I brought it in. Looks like about the usual crop. Bill from Kramer's drugstore, second notice from the gas company, third notice from the water company. Here's the red envelope. Final one from the water company. And hey, here's the postcard.
Oh, wonderful. Familiar one.
Oh, gee whiz. From Uncle Dennis.
Where is he?
Take a look. His dear niece and nephew. Having a wonderful time here. Hey, Mark, my room.
Oh, she's picture. Hotel, is it?
Brewery. Says, please excuse pencil. My pen is dry, so am I. Must go now. Love, Uncle Dennis.
You know, the poor lad, he always had trouble with that dry throat of his. I think it must be his sinuses.
Yeah, sure. He could always think of a reason. Where are you going?
Out to the kitchen. I've got to put the groceries away.
Okay, Tootsie. I'll open up the rest of these bills and file them away. Probably ought to pay this water bill pretty soon. This final warning usually means they're kind of annoyed. Come in.
Hi, Mr. McGee. Hi.
Ah, hello there, Teeny. Come right in.
Okay.
Pull up a chair and fill me in on the latest developments. What's new with the Jackson jump rope crowd? I says, what you been doing lately? Anything interesting?
Well, I've been getting ready, mister.
Ready? For what?
I'm having a birthday on the 14th, I betcha.
Well, what are you doing? Ironing your new party dress?
No.
Painting your toenails?
No, I'm making something.
Oh. What?
Room in my closet for the presents.
Oh. Expecting a lot of presents, are you?
I don't know. I've only been to 3 houses so far, and I have to be home for dinner in an hour.
Oh, well, then don't let me detain you, sis. I can see where you've got a busy afternoon ahead of you. You run along then, huh?
Thanks, mister. And listen now. You don't have to get me a present if you don't want to.
Oh, I understand that, sis. I realize this call puts me under no obligation, moral or otherwise. I says, I know I don't have to if I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't have to.
But in case Mrs. McGee wants to get me one, tell her anything she picks out will be all right.
Well, that's very generous of you.
It doesn't have to be a pogo stick.
Pogo stick?
Like the one Willie Toops has that his father bought him at the bonton with the bell on top that he never lets me ding.
Bell, huh?
Doesn't have to be that.
Mm-hmm.
Just anything.
I see.
It's not the gift, it's the sentiment.
Mm.
Bye.
So long, Teeny. Molly.
Yes, dearie. What is it?
Teeny was just here, the kid from across the street.
I thought I heard her. What you want?
Well, I'm not sure, but I think it was a pogo stick with a bell on top that goes ding.
Hmm?
Come on downtown with me, and I'll tell you all about it on the way.
My goodness, the bonton is crowded.
Teeny must have told more people than she thought.
You know, I just can't get over that little rascal stopping in to remind you to get her a present for her birthday. Real subtle, huh?
Yeah, about as subtle as a jury summons. She's a cute kid. I'm making something, she says. Room in my closet for presents.
You know, I had no idea it was her birthday again.
Yeah.
Time flies, though. What day did she say?
Yeah, this is
14.
another kid
Goodness, that's just
scams
Saturday.
and
That's why I
it's
thought
like,
we
oh,
better
my
get right on.
birthday's not for
We
6
might not get
months.
downtown again this week, and if we...
Attention, please. Is there a doctor in the store? Is there a doctor in the store? Go to the 7th floor immediately, doctor. We're having a wonderful sale on bandages.
The toy department's on the 4th floor, dearie. Let's get over to the elevator. What are you looking at?
Christmas cards here. Hey, don't you think we ought to pick out our Christmas cards while we're down here, Molly? It's November, you know.
Well, hallelujah. I've been trying to get you to look at Christmas cards since the middle of June. Oh, will you look at the stock? They must have 1 million of them.
Yeah, too many.
Too many.
We'd never be able to look through all these today, Tootsie. The store'd be closed. We'll come back later. When they only got a few left. I get confused.
Well, I might have known this was too good to be true.
Attention, shoe department. Mr. Leatherby, shoe department. You're asked to please check all boxes before the customer leaves, Mr. Leatherby. You just sold your lunch.
Well, come on, the elevator's this.
Back to Wistful Vista in a minute.
Gotta
Mark
be
Twain
quiet.
used to say, everybody talks about the weather, but
After
nobody
this
does
fucking
anything
morning.
about it. We might add, everybody talks about the serious conditions in our
Making sure
schools,
he goes
but
out before
nobody does
fucking
anything
days.
about it. But no, that wouldn't be quite fair. Today, good citizens all over the country are working to improve our schools. It's true that in some of our communities, schools are outmoded, run down, and overcrowded. But in most of those communities, intelligent, responsible citizens are joining together to improve conditions. If you'd like to do your part, join and work with local civic organizations that are trying to make educational conditions better. If you'd like to know what other communities are doing to improve their schools, just write to the National Citizens Commission for the Public Schools, 2 West 45th Street, New York 36, New York. Remember, better schools build a stronger America.
Boy, they sure got a lot of toys in this joint, Molly.
Getting ready for Christmas.
Don't see any pogo sticks, though.
Let's keep looking. Maybe.
Oh, hello, Mrs. McDonald. Nice to see you.
Mrs. McDonald.
That old man McDonald, the president of the Third National Bank's wife?
Yeah. Her and that high nose of hers. Look at the walk on her. The way she's dressed around here, you'd think she owned the store.
She probably does. Her old man has mortgages on every...
Attention, please. Will the middle-aged gentleman who left his wallet lying on the lingerie counter please call for it at Lost and Found? It has no name in it, only a note addressed to Dear Sugar Popsy.
Oh, great God.
We'll hold it for you, Popsy.
Oh, which way's Lost and Found? Lost and Found. Oh, this is my...
Seemed disturbed.
Probably had all his money in it.
Doggone it, I wish I could find a clerk around here. You see a clerk anyplace?
No, but one will show up pretty
Hey,
soon.
here's a cute jacket here, Molly. Look at this dark gun. Hey, maybe Keating would like this instead.
No,
huh?
McGee, those things are too dangerous.
No, the darts don't even have any points. Just a rubber suction cup on the end, see? Watch, I'll show you how it works. Hey, look at that, Molly. 50 points.
Put that thing away, McGee, and let's look for the pogo stick. The store closes in half an hour.
Hot dog, 100 points that time. I could get good with this thing.
McGee, stop fooling with that thing and find a clerk.
Just one more try, Molly. I'll get a bullseye.
No more. Give me that gun.
Look out, Molly. You slowed it. Don't you? Yeah. Good shot, kiddo. You found a clerk.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, sir. I didn't mean...
That's all right, madam. I wouldn't work in this department if I wasn't thoroughly insured. Is this the toy you wanted for the youngster?
Heavens, no. It's much too dangerous.
On the contrary, madam, it's perfectly safe. Watch how easily I remove the dart from my forehead. I merely grasp the shaft firmly between my fingers and pull. Wow. There we are. Take a look. The bruise is hardly noticeable. Yeah, look at that, Molly. Just a little red welt. I think Teeny would get a big kick out of hearing that thing pop, too. You know how kids like to hear
Do
things
you
pop.
have any pogo sticks?
Yes, we do, madam. I don't see them anyplace. Well, they're in the stock room. We used to keep them on the floor here until that tragic day.
What tragic day?
The day that gentleman, a Mr. Toops, I believe it was, tried out our Superjet model for his little boy. What happened? Oh, complete havoc, sir. Before we could tell him where the spring control was, he bounced down 3 flights of stairs, in and out of the ladies' sitting room, and through the second-story window into 14th Street.
70 days.
Boy, I'd like to saw that. Just kept bouncing, did he? Oh, for a time it appeared we might have to shoot the stick out from under him to bring him down, sir. Oh. Yes. Fortunately, however, one of our salesmen in the Western Department got a lasso on him and brought him in. Boy.
That's all.
Oh, they're perfectly harmless if you know how to use them, madam. Why, sure they are, Molly. Don't worry about Teeny. I'll teach her how to ride that pogo stick myself.
How much is this doll here?
$3.98.
We'll take that.
You heard the lady, Buster. Wrap it up. Might as well give it to Teeny this afternoon because she's probably sitting on our steps waiting for us. And we didn't waste a minute, Teeny. I and Mrs. McGee went right downtown and bought your present.
Yes, we did, Teeny.
Betcha.
A present?
Here it is, a cute little mama doll.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's a beautiful present, Miss McGee. What's it for? What's it for?
What's it for?
Your birthday.
Yeah, didn't you tell me you're having a birthday this Saturday?
This Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday.
Oh, no, mister. I'm not having any birthday this Saturday.
Why, you came around this afternoon and told me your birthday is the 14th.
It is, I betcha.
Well, the 14th of this month is Saturday, honey.
Oh, this month is November, Miss McGee. My birthday is the 14th of February. That's on a Wednesday.
February?
I didn't want you to forget. Gee, you're wonderful to
Birthday's
buy
on
me this doll,
Valentine's
Mr. McGee and Miss McGee. Thanks a lot.
That's all right, honey.
I'll see you in February. Bye.
Well, of all the... Hey, that might be a good gag to pull on old Doc Campbell, you know it? I wonder if he remembers what day my birthday is.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. Pleasure-filled entertainment, whether it be music, comedy, or drama, is yours for the listening on the NBC Radio Network. Tune to the station where you hear the familiar 3 NBC chimes. This fall, the NBC Radio Network has invested more than $5 million in new programming to make sure that when you tune to this station, you will hear only the best. Tomorrow evening, for example, you're invited to join Frank Sinatra as he portrays footloose and fancy-free Rocky Fortune, an adventurous young man with a penchant for romance and mystery. Each week, Rocky Fortune finds himself a new job, but it's always a job without a future for at least one character in the story. Tomorrow and every Tuesday, it's Frank Sinatra as Rocky Fortune over most NBC stations. Consult your newspaper for the time of broadcast in your city. And remember, every Tuesday and Friday evenings, there's delightful musical entertainment as Miss Dinah Shore brings you a quarter hour of enjoyable listening. Be sure to tune for the Dinah Shore Show, twice each week on the NBC Radio Network.
So I called Doc and I says, my birthday's coming up. And he says, the heck it is. Your birthday passed 6 months ago, he says. He's pretty sharp, old Doc.
Yes, he is.
But while we were talking, he let something slip. His own birthday is on the 12th, and I clean forgot.
The 12th.
Well, today's the 9th, ain't it? We better get up early tomorrow and get right downtown and...
McGee, the 12th of what month?
Well, that's what I say. We better get up early tomorrow and call him back and ask him what month. Nobody's going to put a deal like that over on old Dad Pye.
No.
Good night.
Good night, all.
NBC has brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed with Cliff Arquette as the clerk and Elvia Allman as the store announcer. This is John Wald inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly. Laugh tonight with Can You Top This on the NBC Radio Network. The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. NBC and Tom present Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show was written by Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Tuttle. Fibber and Molly will be with you in a minute.
This is Don Wilson with a message about don't wait. This is Don Wilson with a message about saving money. This is Don Wilson with a message about a most pleasant relief for acid indigestion. The answer to all these things is spelled T-U-M-S. Yes, Tums for the tummy. With Tums, you don't wait for relief from sour stomach or heartburn because there's absolutely nothing to mix, no water or glasses needed, no waiting at all. You just eat one or two delightful, minty-tasting Tums, and relief starts immediately. And Tums are so economical, only 10 cents a roll, that you can always keep them handy. Carry them in pocket or purse for top-speed relief whenever or wherever some favorite food, overindulgence, or smoking too much causes distress. So don't wait. Get fast-acting, economical, delicious Tums today.
We take you now to the offices of Dr. George Gamble with Provista's favorite physician. The waiting room is full of patients. His nurse is busy at her desk. And here in one of the inside rooms, the doctor is just finishing with one of his better class patients.
Well, that covers everything, Colonel. You can put your shirt back on now.
Good. What's the verdict, Doctor?
Colonel Wingate, I'm happy to report, sir, you're as sound as a dollar.
Well, now, that's not too encouraging, Doctor, the way the dollar is these days. Say, is it 11 o'clock already?
Yeah, just about.
I've got to get that Chicago plane in an hour. Dog's going to pick me up here.
I'll fill out your prescription so we won't hold you up, Colonel. Here, let me help you on with your shirt.
Stay right where you are, son. The day anyone helps me on with my shirt, I'll be in a horizontal position holding a lily in my hand. Until then, I'll dress myself.
You know, if all my patients were like you, I'd be out of business in a week.
Well, unfortunately, Doctor, the men of today are not made of the same clay they were made of in my day.
That's funny.
No, sir, they're just a namby-pamby bunch of wigglers, Doctor.
Hey,
Come to the door, Doc. It's me, McGee. I'm busy. I've got a patient in here. Stupid, go sit down.
Where's my coat, Doctor? Oh, I've got it, yes, sir. The men of today, they're all Monte Carlo to death.
Yes, they are.
All Monte Carlo.
Yeah. Look, I hate to bust in on you like this, Doc, but this is an emergency. I got a kind of a token feeling.
Who is this gentleman, Doctor?
This is Mr. Mollycoddle, Colonel. I mean, Mr. McGee, Colonel. He's a patient of mine. He seems to be in some sort of difficulty.
His face looks mighty red, Doctor.
It started right after I got dressed a while ago. My throat gets choked up. I wonder if you'd mind if I did take a look at him. I know you're in a hurry, Colonel, but...
Go right ahead, Doctor. I know a sick man when I see one. Why, one look at his face...
Well, in this case, you could be fooled. But he doesn't look good, even for him. Come in here, McGee. Okay, Doc. Take off your shirt. I'm sorry about this interruption, Colonel.
That's quite all right. This is obviously an emergency.
Get your shirt off, McGee. That's it. Now, let's see what's the matter.
I hope the poor fella got here in time. Looks bad. Face red as a beet.
How'd I know what it was? All I know is I had a choking feeling, and I rushed right over here. Well, the next time you put on a new shirt, check it. Well, I asked for a size 15. How'd I know they sold me a 12? Them dab rabbits.
Button your shirt.
Okay.
Well, Doctor, did you locate the man's trouble? I must say your color's much better, young man.
Oh, yeah. Doc's a real medical genius, Colonel. Relieved the pressure right away. I'll just put my tie in my pocket, Doc.
You can run along now, McGee. The colonel has to catch a plane.
Sure, Colonel. I'm sorry. I'm kind of busy on a few deals myself. You know how it is with us executives, Doc. Always on the go.
Yes. Go.
Okay, I'm going, Fatso. Quit shopping me.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to have met you, Colonel. Must have lunch someday. I'll have my secretary.
All right, Colonel. Here's that prescription now. You can have it filled in Chicago. I'm sorry to have held you up.
Plenty of time, my boy.
Remember what I told you. Easy on the rich food. Get to bed early and cut out the cigars for a while. Have a good time, Colonel.
How do you suggest to do it? Take along a copy of the Bobbsey Twins and read aloud to myself in bed?
Well, we want to keep that good health of yours.
Say, now while we're fixing up my health, son, I'm going to tell you something. I think you're working too hard, Doctor.
Oh.
Looks like you could use a rest.
Well, I wish I could tell the stork that.
You ought to get away for a few days. Forget it. Say, look here. You've heard of Lake Wapahokee up the northern part of the state?
Indeed, I have. Fine duck hunting up there.
Best in the States. Now, I've got a cabin up there in the lake. Want you to use it. Take some friends. Do you good.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just a sitting there, going to pot, son. Nothing elaborate, of course. Rough, but comfortable. Now, here, take these keys now and have yourself a few days of duck hunting.
Well, that's mighty kind of you, Colonel. Gee, if I could get away for a few days, it certainly would.
You might take your friend Mr. Mollycoddle, or whatever his name is. Get him out of doors. Make a man out of him.
You mean McGee? Yes. Well, he's pretty busy most of the time. I don't think he'd be interested, but I'll find a few others.
Who wouldn't be interested? Thanks for the invitation, Colonel. And don't worry about that cabin. I'll see that everything's took care of. You better let me keep them keys, Doc. You might lose them. Well, have a good time in Chicago, Colonel. You get the shells, Doc. We'll use your car and
There's more fun with the McGees shortly. Give gladly in your community for expert counsel on family and premarital problems. For youth activities, including scouting, boys' clubs, and character-building programs conducted by the Y. Your generous giving means homes and comfort for older people, day nurseries for the children of working mothers, foster home care for homeless children. Give gladly, because that same gift means better health through hometown hospitals, clinics, visiting nurse service. Better health through national research work in the fight against dread disease, through rehabilitation for the handicapped and mentally ill. Yes, and give gladly for USO and other health, welfare, and recreation services for members of our armed forces. A whole wide range of these hometown and defense services is supported in your community when you give gladly the United Way to your community chest or United Fund. And make sure that your campaign pledge is large enough to cover all those needed services for an entire year.
So that's what happened, Molly. The colonel puts his hand on my shoulder and he says, use my hunting lodge, my boy. And here's the keys, he says.
My goodness.
And take Doc Gamble with you, he says. Make a man out of him, he says.
The colonel, that is.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Colonel Wingate, the one who owns 14th and Oak?
I'm not talking about Colonel Stoopnagel, kiddo. By the time I left, me and the colonel were just like that.
Like what?
That. The one with the hangnail was me. Boy, what a hunting trip this will be, Molly. Lake Wapahokee, the greatest duck hunting in the whole state. I guarantee.
Just a minute, Ducky. Come in.
Hello there, kid. Hi, daughter. Hey, Johnny. I hear you're going duck hunting.
Now, where'd you hear that, old-timer?
He just heard it himself a half an hour ago.
Down at the grocery store, kid.
Yeah?
My girlfriend Bessie was telling me.
Oh.
She said she heard it from a policeman that goes with a girl at the sandwich shop whose mother heard the beauty operator say that one of her customers got the word from the newsboy at 14th and Oak.
Yeah?
His bookmaker was sitting in the barber shop when Johnny here come running in hollering, "Hey, fellas, I'm going duck hunting. Don't kill anybody."
Well, gee whiz, I don't want a lot of people begging me to go along. Word's spreading around town, though, is it?
Spreading like a fire in a hayloft, Johnny. That's mighty fine hunting country up that way. Spent my boyhood around Lake Wapahokee, you know.
I didn't know that.
Ah, he spent his boyhood every place.
Yep. I mind one time Papa took us kids out there pheasant hunting, kid.
Yeah, pheasant, huh? I'm going for duck.
There we were, the six of us, all scattered out through the woods, crawling along like Indians, when all at once Papa seen something move in the bushes.
Saw it move, huh?
I scrunched down behind him and kept quiet. He yanked the shotgun up and got so excited he busted his glasses.
Oh, my gosh. Broke his specs, huh?
Didn't stop Papa, though. He laid that gun barrel across the fork of a tree to steady it, closed his eyes a minute, and listened.
Listen.
Suddenly, he heard a twig crack. He swung toward the noise, squozed down on the trigger, and put a teaspoonful of birdshot in the fleshy part of my brother, Ira. I could tell it was birdshot because the boy took off like a quail.
Well, McGee, I hope there'll be none of that kind of shooting on your hunting trip. My goodness, shooting at a noise.
Don't you worry. I and Doc are both careful hunters, kiddo. Anybody...
That was no trouble we had that trip, kid.
Well, it's enough for me to listen to. I got things to do.
No, sir. The land we were hunting on was private, you see. And when Papa shot, the owner come running out to see what was going on.
Trespassing, huh?
No, he lived there, daughter. Oh, you mean us?
Yes.
Yes. Well, sir, Papa seen the owner coming and snuck off through the bushes. But all us kids were cornered.
Caught your red-handed, did they?
Yep. All but Ira, that is. It wasn't his hands that was red.
Yeah. We know.
Did they put you in jail?
Well, we tried to talk him out of it, daughter, but we didn't have much luck. And finally, this long, ugly-looking fellow with a constable cap and a tin star as big as a pie plate come down the road and took us in by the collar.
Oh, my.
That's all that saved us, kids.
Saved you?
Yep. The fellow with a dime store star was Papa. He always carried one for emergencies. But hey, I can't stand here gabbing with you, Johnny. I got to get back to the grocery store. I'm working, you know. So long, kid.
He's working. Ha!
I wonder how he can tell.
Well, I got no more time to waste either myself, too. If I'm going to be ready for that hunting trip, I got a million things to do.
I'll just bet you have. How long will you be gone?
Oh, be away about 3 nights. Hey, who are you going to get to stay here with you? I don't want you staying here alone.
Oh, I'll call some of the girls in my club. I think Monica Miller's husband is at a convention this week or something. Maybe she'd like to come over here a couple of nights.
Good.
And I'll have our little parakeet to keep me company. Won't I, baby?
Well, I better get busy. What time is it?
1:45.
Oh, my gosh, I better jump. With all the stuff I got to do, I'll be lucky to make it.
When do you leave?
6 o'clock sharp.
Tonight?
No. Friday morning. I better get started.
Friday? For heaven's sakes, relax. This is only Tuesday. What do you have to do besides gather up your gun and your gear? That won't take long.
I'll tell you what I got to do. I already started making a list. Listen, find my gun and clean it.
Mm-hmm.
Find my old hip boot.
Uh-oh, that'll take a whole day.
Find my hunting license.
That could take another day.
Find my sleeping bag. Find my hunting jacket. Find my hunting cap. My compass. Find my box of shells.
Well, heavenly days, come on, I'll help you. You'll never make it by Friday.
Say goodnight to Fibber and Molly in a moment. Your key to pleasant entertainment is your radio dial when you turn to the spot where you hear the 3 familiar NBC chimes. Here's the NBC spot on your radio dial. You'll always hear the finest pleasure-filled entertainment, whether it be music, comedy, or drama. Wednesday evenings, you can hear the nation's finest comedy entertainment on such fun-filled programs as You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx, or The Great Gildersleeve with Willard Waterman as Summerfield's bumbling water commissioner, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. Gildy's always in a mess of trouble, but it's trouble that adds up to hundreds of chuckles for you, the listener, when you tune for his hilarious adventures on the NBC radio network. When it comes to talking about Groucho Marx, there's very little left to be said about his comedy talent. Most everybody has heard Groucho's great quiz show, and most everybody truly enjoys it. Why don't you make it a point to be in his radio audience tomorrow night? Remember, when the 3 chimes ring out, you know that you're tuned to top entertainment on the NBC radio network.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week is American Education Week, a week when the schools of the nation are holding open house.
Why don't you visit your school, your child's school, today?